everyone. This is Soumya, and we are at ICARS, and we are talking about Red Summit, the upcoming Red Summit. So, I have the honor of having Pritha ma'am with us, an honored and experienced scientist with ICARS these days. Ma'am, I would like to have your views. First of all, welcome, and then your views for climate change is increasingly visible now. You're getting snowfalls in Marches, and then you're getting heat waves in Marches. So, how do you see that the work being done at ICARS, which is under the leadership of IIT Roorkee, is focusing on climate adaptation and sustainability?
Right. So, first of all, thank you for inviting me to this talk. So, ICARS, IIT Roorkee, if you can see, it is one of a very unique center in a way. There are multiple centers across India which are focusing on climate change adaptation, disaster risk reduction, as well as sustainability. But their focus is more on a siloed approach, rather a horizontal approach. So here in ICARS, our approach is rather more inclusive. In a way, we are taking care of all these three things together. And our span across these areas are not just limited to the vertical approach, rather a horizontal one. So that way, we are trying to cover it all. So this is the most unique thing of ICARS.
One of them is India Adaptation Dossier. Please brief us. Kya hai ye cheez?
So basically, you can say that the India Adaptation Dossier, it is an archive of the adaptation initiatives, the adaptation activities, the sectoral adaptation activities, the ministries, the departments, as well as the other stakeholders who are working in adaptation. So it's a complete dossier of that. So we at ICARS, we had developed our first adaptation dossier, and we are about to release it in the Red Summit, day 1, which is the adaptation conclave. Post that, we are working on, the adaptation dossier has multiple, every year the focus is a little different. So currently the first adaptation dossier that we took out, it had a broader focus. Just identifying the key ministries that are working on adaptation, what are their initiatives, what are the policies, what are the departments that are associated, and what are the other stakeholders. So it was a composite documentation of that. Now this year, the next adaptation dossier that we are focusing on, it has a rather a very interesting thing that we are taking out. It has a regional aspect, regional perspective is there. The key institutions and ministries, what they are working, it is definitely there. But the unique feature this year is the adaptation research gap area, which we tend to miss generally. So this aspect is also being covered in the second adaptation dossier that we are working on.
Wonderful. So that means that all the insights what the dossier would bring together would be the policies, the programs, the institutional areas. Are case studies also involved from across India?
See, case study in adaptation dossier, we are not actually focusing on the case studies, but I can tell you that ICARS is also the anchoring institution for the India's National Adaptation Plan for Disaster Management and Resilient Infrastructure sector. And we are working very closely with the UNDP on this. They are our funding organization. MOFCC is definitely there. They are guiding us on this. And we are also being guided by the chair, which is NDA. So, based on that, the NAP for Disaster Management and Resilient Infrastructure sector, we are coming out with a compendium of case studies. So, these are not just any case studies or success stories, but these are practical on-ground stories.
Achha, okay.
So, till date, we could reach out to almost I think 60-70 institutions across India. They have submitted their case studies, and based on a review process, we have not the case study, they have submitted their abstracts, and based on a review process, we have selected some of the abstracts, and we are now in consultation with the MOFCC on how to go forward with that book of abstracts.
Wonderful. On that part, ma'am, I would have a different question. That India is a place of diversified geographies. When you talk about hills and coastals, deserts. Is this adaptation dossier going to address to those things also?
Yes. So adaptation dossier, the speciality about this dossier is that it has a regional focus also. So This year, the focus is the Himalayan regions are being considered. So, year 3 is where we will be taking out on the taking care of the regional aspects also.
Wonderful. So my question would be, ma'am, that the summit is upcoming,
Yes.
round the corner, and how do you think these preparations, the desire, those here we are talking about, address the actual adaptation in climate challenges, and the dialogues like these would be useful and beneficial for our people?
Yes, this particular summit is a platform where multiple organizations who are working in disaster risk reduction, disaster management, climate change adaptation, sustainability. In fact, we have industries also. So, a particular day is being scheduled for the industry session, that is the day 3, 18. And here we are focusing on the chemical safety aspects also. So, if you see, this gives us a broader understanding of how to include all these things together in a holistic manner. So that is the uniqueness about this. Day 1 is adaptation conclave. Day 2 we have the disaster resilience conclave, where regional contexts as well as the specific contexts are being covered. And day 3 is on industrial aspects, the industrial symposium. So this way we are trying to bring in a balance in all the 3 areas.
That's wonderful, ma'am. And conversations like these will continue at Rest Summit, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
That is organized by ICARS. Giving all the rest to you would be a smaller thing, because you people are doing you're working day and night for this summit, and we're having so many policymakers, researchers,
Yes.
and students and academicians coming. I can see the excitement
Yeah.
overall.
Also, the youth focus that we are having. In fact, in our team, we have almost 90%, not even 90, 100%. All the members are very much budding with energy to get this summit a success. So yes, let's hope for the best.
So my question would be irrelevant if I say how's the Josh over here, because Josh is
It's very
very
high.
high. Yeah. So wonderful. All the best for the
Thank
next
you
summit,
so
ma'am. Congratulations for conceiving and for really organizing such a huge summit. I'm looking forward. And for my audience, do visit us. We'll be there with Samvad Connect. ICARS will be there, and Pritha ma'am, with her experience, is going to be there with a lot of answers to your curious questions, with policymakers and researchers on board. So do visit us 16th, 17th, and 18th March at IIT Roorkee Greater Noida campus. Thank you.
Thank you.